Hey y'all, welcome to the Christmas card series 2014 here at Race and Crafts. This is going to be card number 3. For a list of supplies and measurements, click the information bar below for a link to my blog. Today I'm using the Greeting Farm Holiday Anya 3. And I went ahead and I already colored her, and I will have a list of all the colors that I used on my blog. And yeah, and I went ahead and put some diamond stickles on her little muffler, whatever you want to call that, beforehand so it could dry. So let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to start by doing some embossing. I don't know that I'm going to do a lot of embossing, but there is a couple things that I do want embossed. I've got a piece of 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch pearl paper here, and I'm going to go ahead and use this Hero Arts it's called the Classic Fabric Design background stamp. It is not a Christmas design. Not even close to a Christmas design. But I'm okay with that. Okay, I'm going to grab just a scrap piece of paper here. And I'm going to use that just so I don't get Versamark ink all over my hands. It kind of controls the chaos. Oops! I didn't get that stamp completely cleaned off before. We'll see what happens. I might have to try this again. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, and I'm using some Ranger holographic embossing powder, and I think I'm going to have to do it again. You know what, I might leave it and just call it part of the plan, because it's a really light brown color, so I might just leave it alone instead of redoing it. Okay, and I'm just going to give it an extra flick just to get all of the leftover pieces off. Okay. And it's a little brown, but I think it'll be okay. So I'm going to go ahead and set it. There we go. And you know what? The brown did stick around, but it kind of adds to it a little bit. So I actually kind of like it. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the inside of my card base. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp I'm gonna find what I did with it. I'm using a stamp from Unity Stamp Company. I'm going to grab my Stamp-A-Majig here. And I'm going to use some Cottage Ivy ink. No, I'm not. I'll use that to... Okay, I'm going to use that to stamp it on my liner there. But I'm going to use Ladybug ink for the card portion. And what did I do with them? There it is, one. I think one will be alright. I'm going to grab my stamp pad here. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp this up with some Ladybug Memento ink. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp that down. Still didn't get it straight. And then I'm going to grab a... Gotta dig it out quick. Sorry, guys. Well, or not. There it is. I knew I had one. I'm gonna grab a stamp that reads Merry Christmas. That's all it says. And I think it came from like the Dollar Tree or something like that. I've had it forever. I bought it right after I started making cards. So yeah, it's kind of a no name, nondescript, but it will work here. So I'm just going to line that up and re-ink it and stamp it again. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and work on the front of our card. I haven't figured out yet what I'm going to do as far as a sentiment on the front goes, if I'm going to do one. So let's just kind of play along and see what happens. Kind of card is what it's looking like. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to start by putting my layers together. And I'm going to start with the inside like I usually do. And I'm going to grab my HEG gun. And there we go. And I'm going to grab my card base, which I'm just using a white card base like usual, guys. I know some people use like colored card bases to match, but I like the white look. It kind of looks classic to me. I don't know. It's just me, I guess. You could use whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and as you can see, I used my matte layer here to get my layering piece for Okay, so I went ahead and got that lined up. And the next thing I'm going to do is this piece I'm going to cut down just a little bit, because I want it to be long enough that it kind of goes around my card. But I wasn't sure how I wanted it to go. And I'm just kind of eyeballing this. I should probably measure it so I can add that. Okay, it's 3 3/4 by 5 now. Oops. There we go. Yeah, I'm kind of liking that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by adhering our stamped image here. And the paper I used to stamp little Anya here is Spectrum Noir Ultra Smooth White cardstock. I just got some probably 2 weeks ago. And I'm going to go ahead and peel the backing off here. I just used some foam tape. Okay. And I'm just lining that up somewhere in the middle there. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw some ATG on this white embossed layer. Just like that. And now I have to decide what I'm going to do for a greeting on the front. I told you guys I didn't have it figured out yet. I think I might use one of these that's almost perfect. Okay, I'm going to use a stamped image from a Paper Tray ink set. If I can find a block. I start out with like 4 blocks on my desk, and as soon as I start videotaping something, I swear they all just kind of poof. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and powder this top because I think I'm going to emboss in gold. I don't have any other gold on there, but I don't think if I did this clear it would show up. So I'm going to go ahead and use some, whoops, Recollections gold, tinsel gold tinsel, whatever. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and ink that up. And I need to kind of sit up a little better. Okay. It's a little sentiment, but I think it's kind of perfect. And I didn't use my Stamp-A-Majig, so if it doesn't show up, if it's not straight, I kind of can't help it. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and close this so I don't get any more of it around. And we'll go ahead and set that embossing powder. Alright. And let's go ahead and grab our card base. And we'll adhere this entire panel down. And that's our card for today. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see y'all next time.